boils and ghouls. Welcome back to Mike and Juju's Movie Corner. Alright, so on this show we dig up the classics and dissect them until only the cinematic marrow remains.
That's right, and it's October, the month when the veil between our world and the spirit world is at its thinnest. So we thought it was a perfect time to dive into a film that's both terrifying and hilarious. A true 90s gem, Idle Hands.
Hey, it's about a lazy teenager, right? And his hand goes on a killing spree. Classic.
Classic indeed, Mike. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before we slice into this cinematic delicacy, let's set the stage with some eerie exposition.
Alright, so, in the quiet town of suburbia where the lawns are greener than the envy in a teenager's heart, a chilling tale unfolds, a story of one boy's struggle with his own appendage. The year was 1999, and that film was Idle Hands.
Alright, let's talk about the cast. You got Devon Sawa, known for his role in Final Destination, playing the main character, Anton. What a perfect fit for a movie about a hand that's got a life of its own, huh?
And let's not forget about the gorgeous Jessica Alba, who plays Molly. I mean, she really was basically the crush of the millennium, especially after this film.
True. She adds a bit of light to this otherwise dark comedy. The cast also includes Seth Green, Eldon Henson, and even cameos from the legendary iconic rock band The Offspring.
That's right, Juju. Now, was the casting a stroke of genius or a mere coincidence? The way they all play off each other is pure horror comedy gold.
So, the plot revolves around Anton, a lazy stoner whose hand becomes possessed by a devil, leading to a series of grisly murders.
And it's all because he's not using his hands for the good of society, like doing chores or playing sports. Classic satanic panic meets teen angst.
Right. The hand has a life of its own and starts causing chaos, leading to a mix of laughs and screams as Anton tries to regain control over his body. It's like the Addams Family meets Evil Dead 2.
That's a good one. And let's not forget the kills. Oh, they are so creative. The film keeps you on the edge of your seat. With that said, let's talk about the special effects. For a 90s film, the hand puppetry was surprisingly good.
Agreed. The film's use of practical effects really stands out, especially when you consider the time it was made. It's a testament to the creativity and the craftsmanship of the SFX team.
Plus, let's not forget the use of dark comedy and gore really does add a unique flavor to the typical teen movie genre. Hey, it ain't just a horror film, it's a horror comedy with a dash of teen romance.
The soundtrack. Oh, how could we forget the soundtrack? It's like a mixtape straight out of our high school days with hits from The Offspring, Sublime, and Standing Westward.
That's right, it's the ultimate 90s nostalgia trip. The music really does capture the angst and rebellious spirit of the time.
Directed by Rodman Flinger, Idle Hands has some serious horror street cred with the likes of The Unborn and Leprechaun 2 under his belt. Did that influence the tone of the film?
Definitely. I mean, he managed to balance the horror and comedy elements, which we love here, making sure the film didn't take itself too seriously, while it still stood up and delivered some genuine scares. Now, when this film hit theaters, it didn't exactly get the warmest reception from critics, but let's be real, do critics ever truly appreciate a good horror comedy? Not really.
They often miss the point. The movie is a cult classic for a reason. It's a love letter to the horror and comedy fans who can appreciate a good laugh in the face of fear. Idle Hands was released during a time when horror comedies were having a moment. Scream Scary Movie, and I Know What You Did Last Summer had all come out in the late 90s. Do you think it was trying to ride that wave?
I mean, it's possible, but it definitely had its own style. It's like the goth cousin of those films. A little edgier, a little weirder, and with a lot more of its own sense of humor. The legacy does live on in this movie. It is, despite its initial reception, Idle Hands has become a beloved film for many people. It's got a staple of late night sleepovers and Halloween movie marathons written all over it today.
And let's not forget the impact it had on the careers of its stars. Dev and Sawa went on to do some fantastic horror work, and Jessica Alba, well, she became a star.
Didn't she? The fans of this film are diehard. I mean, I can't say enough. They've got the Idle Hands tattoos, the merch, and the unyielding love for the one-handed hero.
It's a testament to the power of a good story, even if it's about a demonic hand. Sometimes all it takes is one killer idea to create a devoted fan base. Now, we can't talk about Idle Hands without addressing the question on everyone's mind. Where's the sequel?
Alright, so it's kind of like the filmmakers realized they couldn't top a hand that does the devil's work. You know, it really did seem that they thought it was better to leave a good thing untouched than to risk tarnishing it with a subpar follow-up.
So, Mike, after this dissecting Idle Hands, what's your final verdict?
Hey, for me, it is a must-see for all horror comedy fans. It's got heart, which we love. It's got guts, and it's got a hand that just won't stop, y'all.
I say it's a film that's aged surprisingly well, considering the fashion and the slang. It's a great reminder of the creativity that can come from mixing genres.
Hey, and that wraps up our Halloween episode of Mike and Juju's Movie Corner. If you haven't seen... Man, what is going on? A fucking hand. Not again! Bye, y'all.